So, gentlemen, now let us continue from where we left. Let us continue from where we left. Let me add another controller. See, right click on controllers, add a new controller. I'm adding an MVC empty controller. Okay, the name of the controller, I'll call it as home controller. There's a home controller. So you can see in the route config file under app start that if you don't pass any controller name, by default it is going to search for home controller and the action is going to be index and the parameter is going to be ID, which is optional. So just go here and see I have the home controller and the index action. So here I'm returning a string. When you call this index action, I'm returning a string where I'm telling return some information. Okay, I am from home index. Right, gentlemen? So now when you run your code, so let us stop this IS, or let me build it, just build it, it's enough. Build solution, let it be running. So just go here and see, I'm making a request. When you don't make it, I'm actually making a request to home/index now. Is that clear? If you don't provide anything, that's the default, what we're actually looking for. Or if I simply tell home, I'm looking for index by default, right? Or I can be specifying explicitly, it'll hit the same. Is that clear? Okay, wonderful, you people are. Next, there is another parameter. Look at this route config. What is the next one it's taking in the route pattern? You can see. What is it saying? It's taking something called ID. Okay. So now when you go here, I want to bring int ID. Could you see? And I just want to use that ID here from index and I specify the ID. Okay, let us rebuild this. When you build it, it will be redeployed implicitly. So just go here and now I want to pass that ID 100. You can see what happened. It goes to the server, gets back that information. So that means the route pattern was like that. First, what I pass is controller, then what I pass is an action, then what I pass is an ID. Could you see? So I'll tell 200, it goes to server, gets back. I go to the server and get back that string, 200. Got the idea? ID. And it has to be ID only because route config is telling it is ID. Okay, now let us write another one called about. So I'm telling X and I'm printing X, and when I just go here, let us build it. You're going to get a beautiful exception now. It will tell X is not available. What is it you're searching for? X is not available. Okay, let's go here. I'm searching for /about now. Excuse me, /about /100. Okay, it's telling what is it you're searching for? X is something which is not available. Right? So here I can tell, okay, bind. So bind to a string bind. Why it's not telling? What is it? We'll check this. So let us build this. So there are binders available for you. So where it has to go and hit your X. So I'm telling bind this ID to this. From the route config, I want this bind. I'll just give me 1 second. I'm making some mistake here. There is a bind which I'm trying, but this guy is taking some. I want to include, okay. I don't know. I'm just telling bind prefix. I'm looking for ID. But that mapping will actually happen there. I just want to show you that mapping. I'm doing something wrong. Just we'll see. Okay. Got it, gentlemen? So now X is actually getting that value. 200. 200 is coming. So I can just use that bind. Right, gentlemen? Hello? Okay. So if at all you have a different thing, you have to just know that you're actually binding. Now, please have a look at this. Please have a look at this. Okay, index about is done. Index and about is done. And then I'll give contact. Contact. So I am from contact. Okay. And now I have a variable X which I'm trying to use here, but I'm not using binding there. Is that clear? I'm not using binding. So all of you know that you're going to get a beautiful exception when you make a request. Right? When I make a request to contact now. You get a beautiful exception telling we don't know what is X. So what we'll do is the route is telling it's bringing only /ID. Right? Controller is home, contact is your action, and then 100 is your ID there. So what we'll do is instead of this, we'll pass a query string. X is equal to 100. That will get bound. So what is that I'm doing? I'm passing a query string now. Initially, I passed that as route data. According to route data, controller /action / what I pass is ID. ID has to be bound, right? I wrote a binding. But if I don't write a binding, X is not found. So we are going to look at where? Look at the query string. You can see that query string here. Question mark. After question mark, whatever you feed, they are query strings, right? Okay, so you can see that the query string. First route data is searched, then query string is searched. Form is searched. JSON is searched. I'll show that order. Order of the search we'll see later, which one takes the priority. But we are going to see only route data. Whatever you specify here is the route data. Between route data and query string, who takes the preference? We'll see that in another 2 minutes. Just see it. I'll just go back to the home controller. I'm telling X is the contact. So I'm passing that as a query string. Now, let us go back and tell I'm looking at feedback section. I'm telling I'm looking for int ID. I'm passing that ID. And I'm just telling this is from feedback. So let us build it. So server got updated. Now let us go to the client. So whatever I'm looking for, the action what I want to execute is feedback /102. It will give you 102 which it's picking up from ID, right? Okay, now I don't give this. I'm giving a question mark. ID is equal to 300. Will this take? Okay, if something is not available in the route data, remember there is a binder which is going to work. What is that binder and all those we'll see on Tuesday. It's too early to discuss about it. Model binder is the heart of the program which you have to understand very clearly. But usse pehle MVC, okay, you understand that much. It's enough for me today. You can see 300 is coming now. It's coming from query string. Suppose if I feed both, I'm telling 400 in the route data, I'm telling 350 in query string. Which one will it consider? What do you think? Route data or query string? Which one? Route data. So that means the answer has to be 400. Query string means the answer has to be 350. So when I run this, what happened? It picked up from route data. Between route data and query string, the preference will be given to route data. How it is means, first, okay, something will be searched in route data. If it is not available, then it will be searched in query string. You all there? अभी देखो थोड़ा आगे चलते हैं. Okay. Report error. Another part of your website. Report error. Its feedback is synonymous actually. I'm telling int id and int x. I'm taking two parameters now where we are telling we're also printing x. There are a couple of parameters what we are using here, right? You all are there? Where's the gentleman Shantanu? Savera tha na? He was there in the morning. I saw him in the morning when I was signing. So attendance डाल के चला गया. नहीं ऐसे ही चले जाएगा तो हमको पता नहीं होगा. वो हमसे क्वेश्चन पूछा, ओके, और चला गया. हाँ. Okay, gentlemen. So report error. It's fine. Okay, यहाँ पे ठीक है. Report error. I'm taking two parameters. Let us build it. जी. Build कर दिया. So we're coming to the controller. And now I'm looking for report error. Report error slash, मदद करो, slash, what is that you want? I want to pass 456, which is nothing but your ID. But I don't have a way to pass X as of now, right? So for that, I'll give a query string X is equal to 987, right? Both will be picked up there. Is that clear? One goes as the route data, other one goes. But if you want to receive X also as route data, then you have to go and change your route config. After slash ID, you have to tell slash X also. Is that clear? Same pattern. But I don't want to change there. Excuse me. Now what I'll do is, okay, here I'm telling ID is equal to 404 and X is equal to 402. Right? When you enter, both will be picked up here. Is that clear? Both I'm sending as query string. Which one? ID and X. I'll change it now further. The route data of ID, I'm giving it as 321. The query string of ID, I'm giving 404. And X, I'm giving 401. This will give it as 405. X, I'm giving it as 401. So what will be the result now, you think? 321 for the ID and X will be 401. Got the idea right? So it searches for ID, it received it in route. It searches for X, it didn't receive in route. Next search will be only for X because, okay, ID is already received. I hope you are getting it. Don't think it's going to override route. Understood this? Okay. Many of them have answered this correctly in the interview. The route, how it works between query string and route data. Right, gentlemen? It's clear? You all learn, guys. Each time I to push out, I should tell interview. इसको close करो.